Hey guys, welcome to another Elden Ring boss guide video. This time we're talking about Radahn. Radahn is a pretty feared boss in Elden Ring. A lot of people see the size of him, his swords, and his movesets, and they just they have a really hard time fighting him. And I will admit that he can be tough for both new players and old players if you just don't know how to really tackle his moves. So what I'm going to do is discuss how to open up the fights and then my choice in kind of tackling him. I will be doing this with no summons, even though there's a bunch of summons on the battlefield, and I am using Frost and Bleed on my weapons. Now, I do recommend that you use some type of elemental stuff against him, so that way you can burst him down faster. I think everything in the game affects him. Everything from Frost to Bleed to Scarlet Rot and Poison across the board can take him out. I do recommend using something there, though if you do want to take him down without it, that is cool too. You can use heavy weaponry, light weaponry, anything across the board. Magic, you can do whatever you want. But my tactic is to use Frost and Bleed on fast swinging weapons to build it up as quickly as possible, and we just try to stay underneath him as much as we can. With that said, let's get started. What I like to do at the beginning of this, and I don't know if this still works, I don't know if they patched this out or not, what I like to do is once I load in, I walk away from Radahn while he's firing his arrows at me. You want to make sure that you roll at the right time, but once you see his actual body disappear, you can start running towards him again. You'll see that he'll fire an arrow off in the distance, either to the left or the right, and then pull out his swords and immediately charge you. That's the easier way to just kind of get him to fight you, and I do recommend doing that, so that way you don't have to deal with all the arrows from his bow. Now, what he'll likely do is he'll do a big ground attack where he'll just like crawl around and just start swinging his weapons at you, like so. And while you're underneath him, you can just swing away. Now, it is going to take some time for a lot of players to understand like the pattern of his swings, and there's really not much I can do to describe how to dodge it aside from just practice. There's nothing wrong with getting hit by his weapons. I mean, I'm still getting hit now, and I would recommend just taking time to practice and don't be afraid of dying. But anyways, if you can get underneath him, even when he's swinging his weapons, you can just land so much damage so quickly. Make sure you're avoiding his ground slam there so you're not getting hit for free. And even when he's charging up his spell to leave, you can hit him a bunch. As you can see, I got him all the way down to about a third of his health before he even jumped away because of the Frost and Bleed. Now, during phase 2, he jumps away and then comes in like a wrecking ball here, a literal asteroid. When he lands, you can just jump at him and just start swinging away. You want to make sure that you're not getting hit by his sword, so do the same dodging patterns you did before. Just be aware that he does have a couple of extra moves on his hands now because he is in phase 2. They will involve a lot of gravity magic. You'll see him pull rocks out of the ground there, and he will sling these rocks at you before too long, specifically when he gets lower health. You'll see him run away, and then he'll just throw them at you. Let's see if we can get him to throw the rocks at me, and then he'll start going all crazy. I'm just going to avoid him for a minute until he does this. Just going to avoid him because I'm actually killing him far too fast. Oh, make sure that you roll that at the very last second if he sends the wave at you. Okay, here comes the rocks. He's going to throw the rocks on the left and then the rocks on the right. You want to dodge, and then he's going to jump at you. You need to dodge at the very last second, and then you get a quick moment to attack him in return. And then he flies up in the air, he spins at you, and then he turns around and spins at you again. You need to dodge at the very last second in order to not get hit by that. You want to hold as long as possible. Literally do not dodge until the purple is in your face. And that is the way to dodge it. If you dodge too early or too late, it will hit you, and the curve to it will actually throw you for a loop every single time until you get used to it. So don't be afraid if you get hit by it. Don't be afraid to practice it and just let it happen. Keep calm, dodge accurately, and finish him off. With that said, guys, I'm out of here for now. Thank you so much for watching my Radahn boss guide. I hope this video helps you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for leaving a like, a comment, and subscribing, and I'll see you next time.